Hello and welcome back to the Nerd Academy Podcast, Episode 4. I am your host, Jared Bachman Stubbs, and joining me is one Travis Grossman.
Can crack
Indeed. And joining us over the horn is going to be Joel Basenback and Spencer Simpson.
So who's going to introduce himself first here?
I suppose you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. It's me. It's been several episodes, a couple weeks actually, since I've been able to be on. I'm working on a musical that starts up this weekend, and this is the first day off that I have had in a couple weeks. So it stars aligned perfectly, so I could be on for the show today. So I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, very happy to have you back on. It's been a minute. Looking forward to you getting to actually show up on to the Nerd Republic soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, be next week. We actually move things around a little bit. Next week is going to be our review of season 1 of The Mandalorian. We pushed that back to make sure Spencer could be on for that because that's kind of his beat. And we also have a lot of Star Wars news, turns out. But that is for a later show. And then obviously, like I said, we have Joel.
Hello. It's always good to be back. Every once in a while when I can manage the time. I'm always a busy guy, so.
Oh, you're a very busy guy, and we hold your time in a very precious place close to our hearts. Travis, how was your week?
I can't remember anything that happened.
That sounds like one hell of a week, then.
But not in the fun way. We hung out.
Not in the fun way.
Okay, that was the fun way. We hung out. I was so tired at work the next day that we got very sidetracked at trying to find out all the different titles of Mr. Clean in different languages. Because in Spanish, he's Maestro Limpio, which is Master Clean, not Mr. Clean.
I like that.
He's a Don in Spain.
He's a Don?
He has a doctorate in French Canada.
Canadian?
Canada.
I love all of this.
It's not an actual doctorate. It's the French version of a trademark, but it's MD, so he's a doctor of medicine.
Legally, he's a doctor here.
Yeah, but only in
Dr. Clean is kind of scary. I don't like that name.
But yeah, that was about it that I can remember. Maybe I'll remember more for nights. I don't know.
That's so depressing. Spencer, how was your week?
Like I said, it's been crazy busy. I was able to get a couple evenings off over the last week and a half or so that I could spend, with my friends and with my girlfriend. And other than that, I've been either at class, at work, or at rehearsal for basically all the other time. So crazy week, but it'll slow down by this time next week, hopefully, and I'll be on more regularly after that. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much, buddy. Joel, how was your week?
Well, since Spencer didn't mention it, besides that, my week was, pretty good. Finally getting into the swing of things, starting a new routine for myself, trying to just get back into the balance of things, get into the gym and everything. So I've been a little bit happier on that end. And, but then I went down to visit Spencer for a night, and
yeah, you did.
Yeah,
we had a
was
good
the same
time.
night we were all
Enjoyed
doing weeb shit.
Some bro time. Almost watched Hobbit, the second one. Almost watched it.
Yeah,
but we ended up not. We ended up what did we? John Mulaney, right? Yeah.
We ended up watching New in Town.
I'm so proud of my boys.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I'm so proud of you.
New in Town.
The next morning, I talked to Spencer, and I was like, we were at breakfast, and I was trying to remember where I heard this story before. What was the story about?
Oh, it was the one about stealing the antique photos.
Yeah, I was like, who told me that they stole antique photos? I cannot remember. And I just threw that out there, and Spencer was just like, oh, well, I mean, that's John Mulaney. That was the show. And I put my head down. I was like, I'm such an idiot.
Because it's the one thing you can't replace.
It was so funny.
That was the first bit of John Mulaney's I ever heard.
That's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's a good one. All of New in Town is like
just
New in Town is the
golden.
perfect soiree into John Mulaney.
Did you know New in Town is on Spotify?
Yes. Are
Because
the other ones is like
New
Kid
in Town,
Gorgeous and
New in Town,
Comeback Kid.
New in Town and Comeback Kid are, I think. I don't know if Kid Gorgeous is yet. I only know because like my one ride up to Toledo, my friend Zach and I listened to New in Town and Kid Gorgeous on the way up because it's like a 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
But so we were just driving, laughing. It was a good time.
If anybody is has a hankering for John Mulaney and they've already gone through his Netflix catalog, I can highly recommend on Spotify, because there's no recorded special of it as like a stand-up set. But there's an album of another routine of his called The Top Part, which is excellent. The Top Part is really good. And I highly recommend it. It's not on the level of, I'll put it this way. It has its,
The Top Part, New in Town are both on Spotify.
yeah.
And then he has John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch.
Yeah, that was his newer special he put out at Christmas time last year. But no, it's the Top Part's really good. It has its like big joke, like in the same way that like Kid Gorgeous has Horse in a Hospital. You know, like it has its bit that whole set is building to. But it's really good. Highly recommend it.
Do we have news to talk about?
We do.
I don't believe it. I don't believe you. None of this is real.
None of this is real.
We made it all up.
We may, yeah. Move over. We got this covered. We make our own headlines here. Spencer, you like Hugo Weaving. You can take this first story.
Alrighty then. So, as some of you may remember, one of my favorite beloved actors, Hugo Weaving, was featured in Captain America: The First Avenger as Red Skull, and a lot of people were shocked and surprised and pleased to see that Red Skull made an appearance in both Infinity War and Endgame. However, some people may have noticed that he was not the voice or the actor for Red Skull for either one of those appearances. That was
harder to tell
done by what?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
That was done by Ross Marquand or Marquand or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's Marquand.
Marquand. But at the time, Hugo Weaving was pretty hush-hush about it. But he did come out recently with an interview with Time Out London to explain the real reasons why he did not come back. So I have a quotation here. Do you want me to just read it or just summarize it?
Yeah, you can just read the quote directly.
Yeah, just read the direct quote and then we'll...
All right. So this is from IGN.
Agent
Weaving says, I love playing the character Red Skull. It was a lot of fun. We were all obliged to sign up for 3 pictures. I was thinking Red Skull probably wouldn't come back in Captain America, but he may well come back as a villain for the Avengers. By then, they'd pushed back on the contracts that we agreed on, and so the money they offered me for the Avengers was much less than I got for the first one, and this was for 2 films. And the promise was that we got when we first signed the contracts was that the money would grow each time. They said, it's just a voice job. It's not a big deal. I actually found negotiating with them through my agent impossible, and I didn't really want to do it that much. But I would have done it, he said. So it was something that I think a lot of people were wondering about, that I think in the end, most of us were okay not getting an answer for. But since we have one, it's interesting. I find these kind of stories a little bit difficult to swallow, especially with my favorite actors that like it's all about the money kind of stuff. But to a certain extent, you know, if you've signed a contract to do a certain job for a certain amount and then they give you less than they promised, I can't blame him. I'm sad that he didn't come back, and he said he would have, which made me extra sad. And like there was negotiation on his part, at least attempted negotiation through his agent to negotiate for a better salary for that. But in the end, I can't blame him. So, and honestly, it wasn't a noticeable difference. It's just like, did you read the credits? Yes or no? So, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a thing.
Yeah, My only and again, not to defend the massive gajillion-dollar corporation. This is one side of the story. Which I'm sure
it's not even like he's like
I'm sure
full of malice about it. He's not like those money grubbing mouses.
Yeah,
mouses, whatever.
The meese.
The meese. No, those are moose.
Those
that's the mooses.
I thought it was moose eye.
Moose eye.
But I'm sure whomever the emissary that Hugo Weaving's agent was talking to would be just as quick to say, "Oh yeah, Hugo Weaving's agent's a total pain in the ass to try to negotiate with."
Yeah.
So like, it is what it is. I will say that like, I don't blame Hugo Weaving for pushing as hard as he did. Like, it is disappointing whenever like your favorite actors like start talking about money, but by the same token, you have to be an idiot to not go, "Oh, I know the money these things make."
Yeah,
like this is FU money,
and especially like
on the table here.
The way it seemed was that they were just like, "Hey, you want to come back as Red Skull?" And he went, "Yeah." And so they gave him a money figure before they told him what the role would be like. And so like he was like, "What? That's ridiculous contract." And they went, "Well, it's just a couple voice lines," and then he kind of just waved it off and said, "No."
Yeah,
is how it appears to me. That could not be how it happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing good to be taken from this, it's the fact that like it doesn't seem like an actor who is like super into a role got ripped away from it, and there was like hella bad blood. Like it's not like they ripped away Spider-Man from Tom Holland.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's very much a oh well, I mean it would have been cool, but it's whatever.
Right.
So interesting stuff. This isn't the first time this has happened. You and I were talking about this in the car, Travis. There's all kinds of different rumors and stories about what happened with Terrence Howard.
Yeah, I mean, and they even mentioned it in the article that we have tied up is that like he left for money reasons. Granted, Rhodey's a much bigger role in the MCU as a whole now, but especially in the Iron Man movies. And I remember at the time being upset about it as a kid, just not understanding the concept of like money with acting, and now very happy that we got Don Cheadle.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Terrence Howard would have done a great job.
Yeah, like he would like not that either one is significantly better than the other, but Don Cheadle does a fantastic job. Now.
I can't imagine anybody else during all the time travel stuff in Endgame when they're on Morag watching Star-Lord do the "Come and Get Your Love" dance. I can't imagine Terrence Howard delivering "So he's an idiot."
Yeah.
Better than Don Cheadle did. Like I can't imagine anybody like that specific scene and line. Obviously there's Ed Norton as well, who was bounced.
That's a whole other can of worms.
Total pain in the ass.
That's a whole other can of Hulks.
Hulk of cans.
Hulk of cans.
Joel, your thoughts on this?
Why haven't they made Hulk-a-Cola yet?
I really can't elaborate any more than you guys did. When it really comes down to it, it's not that significant of a thing, like Spencer said. When it really comes down to it, it's about the credits.
Yeah, I think more so than anything, it just means that he won't be back later to play him again in a few. Like, granted, he's stuck on Vormir, so like they don't need to have Red Skull come back in any meaningful way. But like they'd have to like either like fully recast him or get the guy that did him in Endgame and Infinity War back. So
yeah.
I don't anticipate anything further with Red Skull.
Yeah, and I just remember whenever I saw it, I was like, "Oh, cool! I wonder if it's Hugo Weaving," because I know like Hugo Weaving in interviews also kind of pulled a Ben Affleck with Batman, and granted it's Red Skull, so like it wasn't as like high stakes of a situation. But like every few months there would be an article that was like something Hugo Weaving says he's done with Marvel. And a couple months later, something Hugo Weaving says he'd like to return. Like, so it was just always this weird toss up. So,
well, coming from someone who doesn't pay attention to actors and actresses' names rarely at all, if at all, I thought it was the same actor. Really could have cared less. I know that's kind of like, but I'm there for the enjoyment of the film, not necessarily for the intricacies of who plays the characters.
And that is valid. Travis, you want this one?
You picked the one I didn't read before. You son of a...
It's a pop quiz, Father Mucker.
Get out of this house. Get out of my house. Captain Marvel 2 in the works with WandaVision writer. Sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll know if I like that when we see WandaVision.
Yeah, with everything they've been saying about WandaVision and WandaVision being weird and how just strange WandaVision's going to be, this excites me. They also mentioned here that they are not going to be going back to the 90s, that Captain Marvel is coming back to present day. And by present day, I'm assuming they're referring to like 2023 and on.
Yeah. So the nice thing that, like, granted, they could set it in 2023, but by the time it's out, it might actually be 2023.
Oh, shit.
Think about that.
Wow.
Well, what's it going to even be about, though?
I mean, you could do a lot of different things.
Just her being a space cop.
Yeah, I'm cool with just space cop. I know that, like, everybody's been saying it since they introduced the Skrulls, but I really do, especially after doing the whole, the Skrulls are actually the victims in this ugly galactic war. I still really hope they try to do Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy that. Not because I necessarily feel, I don't have the feeling of, well, you can't go anywhere after Endgame. I don't personally feel that way, but I know a lot of people do. And I feel like it'd be a really good way for Marvel to kind of like put its cards on the table and be like, there are crazy storylines that we can adapt. There are crazy storylines we can create. There's all kinds of stuff we can do here. These characters have limitless potential. Just because you think you saw the finale doesn't mean it's the finale. You know what I mean? So I hope that I like Captain Marvel quite a lot, both the character and the film. I love Brie Larson. I love the way she plays Carol. I would definitely like to see a movie that gives her more to do.
Yeah.
And a movie that has fun in that really weird space, no pun intended, that Marvel has cultivated.
So what if we get another buddy cop movie?
Okay.
With like Captain Marvel 1 where it's her and Nick, but it's in space.
I mean,
buddy space cops.
I think you could do somebody other than Fury. I mean, I don't
could
necessarily like.
You could do a random Skrull disguised as Fury.
Again.
Like I said,
it's also Talos, just randomly, like, now he's in space for no reason.
Yeah. I mean, yes, Talos is an absolute requirement. The more time on screen he has, the happier I am as a person. I remember laughing my ass off during he like walks in sipping the milkshake at Maria Rambeau's house. But yeah, this is cool stuff. On an aesthetic level, this means we're probably going to get more of the darker suit, short hair Captain Marvel, which excites me because I really liked her look in Endgame. So,
in what way?
What do you mean?
I'm just making a joke based off what you said, and if you were paying attention, you could probably put it.
Nope.
You said it excites you.
We're trying to keep the show PG. We're not going back to Brie Larson.
I think
walk
what he
into
meant
traffic.
to say was, does it excite you
First of
that
all,
there's different colors? Does it excite you that...
First of all, PG-13. Because we've said shit several times.
Exactly what I meant.
Second of all, Joel. You're above this.
Yeah, you're
like,
way
we're
better
not.
than this.
We're not, but you are, man. Come on.
Of all people.
Of all people, yeah. But yeah, your guys' thoughts on the Captain Marvel sequel? Spencer, because Joel's not allowed to talk for like at least 15 minutes.
I would love to see some more development from this character. The first one for me is like a bad wine. I don't know. I like it a little bit less every time I watch it for the same reasons that I didn't like it the day that I went to go see it for the first time. And then we immediately reviewed it, Stubby, like 8 months ago. But I think there's a lot more to be done with this character and with the, quote unquote universe that she brings into it. Like the Guardians brought the greater galaxy into the picture in a much more real sense. But I feel like with a Captain Marvel plot of it, like there's so much you can do with that. So many different places it could take you and planets and peoples. And I could, I'm all about new content every time. Give me new content and I'll be happy. Probably. So yeah,
probably.
Let's see it.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I want more. I really like Carol as a character. I like that we have a character, especially after so much time with Tony Stark, who is just not in the, oh, they're snarky and they're funny. Like, she's just kind of a dick. Like, and I like that about her as a character. And I hate the appeal to like likability with her that people, critics of the movie tried to apply to her. I love that she's just kind of a douchebag. I think that makes her a more engaging character because you don't have her being, the quippy one-liner snark machine that is Tony or Strange or whatever. She's just kind of a jerk and very cold, and that, like in the very beginning of Endgame, she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go kill Thanos. Bye." And everyone's like, "No, we do this as a team." And I don't know. I'm very excited for it. Joel, you get to speak, but make it quick because I don't trust you.
I'm excited. I mentioned this.
All right, moving on.
That's it.
I mentioned this in at least 2 other episodes of Something Somewhere at some point in time, that I feel like a sequel.
We'll make you talk about it. No, one of them was this show.
I know one of them was, but I just didn't want to
Again,
refer
like
to the
we've
other
just
one.
been freely referring to our work prior. And we've never like tried to stop from saying the words "All of Heroes are Doomed." That was good. Oh my god! Something
I thought
else,
it was
something
smooth.
somewhere.
Something somewhere that might be on the internet.
It might not be.
Who knows at this point?
Yeah,
Anyways,
not going down that rabbit hole.
Well, fuck off.
I feel like a sequel will make, well, not just make, but will add so much more value to the original. For me, as an incentive to go back and watch and try to get more out of it.
The MCU is really good at doing that with its movies.
Yeah, so I look forward to it. I mean, what Marvel movie am I not going to look forward to is really the question. But
Yeah, agreed.
I see one on our notes list. It's not MCU, but it's
Yeah,
technically Marvel.
yeah, that's fair. Here, I'm going to take this one because this story excites me very much. As most of you know, Captain Falcon, that's a very different character. Falcon and the Winter Soldier are in production right now, and we had some set photos floating around. Let me find the actor's name. John Walker, dressed as U.S. Agent. U.S. Agent come scoop up. It's a joke that nobody else gets but us because I've not told Spencer or Joel about that yet.
Come scoop up.
Come scoop up. Dude, I think I'm dying. I'm going 911. Again, this means nothing to them, and I'm sorry.
I'm not.
But yeah, the U.S. agent suit looks great. For those of you at home who don't know, U.S. agent is kind of the easiest way to put it is he's been described as Captain MAGA, and that he's kind of like where Cap is very like, you know, freedom for everybody. U.S. Agent is kind of more the perverted version of like American idealism, if that makes sense. Which in the past put U.S. Agent and Wyatt Russell's the actor, John Walker's the character, that has put John Walker and Steve Rogers at odds with each other. The suit looks amazing, and I'm very excited to see see it in motion, because U.S. Agent suit has always been one of those weird things for me, where I've almost always liked it a little bit more than Cap's suit. Just the way the colors are and the way it's arranged. And that's kind of the same thing here. But yeah, very exciting stuff. I can't wait to see this show. Like the Falcon and Winter Soldier, with every photo and frame of it we see more and more, that's starting to become my highest anticipated thing in the MCU period right now.
You'll never replace Chris Evans.
I don't think they're trying to.
I know.
You shouldn't.
But I'm just saying that I will have a really hard time seeing something very similar to Captain America in any manner of the word, and I'm just going to be like, oh, it's not Chris Evans. It's not America's ass.
He's got a point about America's ass.
Yeah, well, speaking of ass, we got a new Mutants poster.
Smooth.
And I continue to be not excited about this movie in any facet.
It's a cool design.
It is nothing against the film. It's just that, like, I'm not a fan. Not even that I'm not a fan. I'm just not into mutants and the X-Men, which is weird for me. But, like, it just wasn't something I ever, like, really delved into again, because I think the messages it's pushing aren't meant for me. And I've never been into horror, so slamming them together does not suddenly make me like either one anymore. And this poster is fine. I get it.
Yeah.
But...
Ooh, spooky scary.
The spooky scary skeletons in January.
Yeah. April 3rd, but yeah.
It's January right now.
It is January right now. But yeah, I'm excited. New Mutants, I am more excited for it than I was Dark Phoenix. But there's still that, like, level of dread with it. That's like...
I will go see New Mutants to review it on this show.
Yeah.
I would, if I was a part of the show we used to be on, I guess now, Joel.
We're going to give it the Prince treatment. The show formerly known as.
Yeah. Had I been on Hall of Heroes when you guys reviewed Dark Phoenix, I don't know that I would have gone and seen Dark Phoenix to review it. Especially now having seen it, I don't think I would have gone and seen it in the theaters.
You want to hear something just really depressing that I'm going to break your and Joel's heart with, that I'm just going to say out loud? You guys saw Dark Phoenix for nothing.
Yeah.
Just marinate in that for a little bit.
That episode exists.
That episode does exist. And that was it.
Yeah.
Not with a bang.
You have to live with that. That you all had to see Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, but you paid for it.
I did.
I paid for my ticket.
You know, I got to see it in the comfort of my own home.
That too. Like Joel and I were in comfy clothes, eating cookies, drinking coffee.
Which is so adorable.
Good times.
If there's any way to watch a shitty movie, it's like that.
If we ever have to watch anything that's on DVD ever again, can we all just do it at my house?
I mean, yeah, you have the best loadout for that. Joel, you can take point on this
tactical
next story.
viewing arrangement.
Tactical viewing
I'm sorry,
arrangement.
excuse me?
So you can take point on this next story.
How about not?
Speaking of movies I'm not really excited for.
We have the track list for the Birds of Prey soundtrack. Which there is some...
I didn't look at it.
There are some... There's some things here that excite me. Namely Halsey, because Halsey's a beautiful woman. We have, what was the one listed here? Because we see in the trailer that Black Canary is singing at one point in a club, like presumably owned by Black Mask. The thing on here that really excites me is it looks like Black Canary is probably going to be singing "It's a Man's World," which I like. That's a great song. So that's cool, and it's listed on the track list as Black Canary. It's a man's world. So that's cool. The one song title on here, "Jokes on You." Nice little play on words there, knowing the past romances of Harley Quinn.
I'm so unexcited for this movie. I
am.
Just you saying those words just reminded me how little I want to see this movie.
I'm
gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate every minute of it.
You really think so?
I think so.
Because we both like Suicide Squad coming out of it.
I thought it was fine, but I also knew it was a disaster of a film.
And
I don't get Will Smith in this one.
I am really banking on this
Who's
movie.
gonna need Unbirded?
Well, I'm glad we got to keep that joke in the divorce.
Well, no, it is a Birds of Prey movie. So if anything, he's getting birded.
I forgot that the Birds of Prey were in this movie.
I think they also forgot that the Birds of Prey were in this movie.
So let's make just like a really awful YouTube poop of like Deadshot. I need you to bird me, Walter. Just so he can get in this movie.
I think that line does exist. I saw the movie.
You did?
I went and saw it. I paid to see it in theaters, and it was worth every penny. Because
you absolutely could have waited to get in for free with me, but chose to buy a ticket.
I really want to see it. I really
me too.
want to see
To bird me, Walter.
I'm going to buy it on
We've
Blu-ray.
made too many references on the show about it that we need to see it.
Yeah.
All three of you do. That scene is cut for the trailer. It is longer and funnier.
Oh, thank God.
It's so good.
I know when I saw it, I was really hoping that scene would outstay its welcome and become just hard to watch eventually because it just goes on for too long. And I can't think of another moment.
It doesn't go on for too long. It just I think because I already found the version cut for the trailer so funny, I was like, oh good, I get more of this. This is good. You see how little I care? I derailed the conversation into a Spies in Disguise
children's movie. I don't know. I totally get your stance on Birds of Prey. It's just like I'm banking on this movie just passively washing over me and just generally entertaining me. And then I'll be able to like Suicide Squad. Yeah, Suicide Squad go. Yeah, that wasn't great. Well, here are the things I liked. Okay, moving on.
As long as I don't get another "This is Katana," I think I'll be all right.
I hope we get another "This is Katana." I hope that is exactly how Renee Montoya is introduced.
This is Black Mask. He runs a mob.
He has the high ground. I will say with the track list here, though, I am really disappointed. There's a couple Halsey tracks, which excites me, but other than that, I don't know any of these people. I feel like such a boomer, but I don't know a single name on here aside from
Welcome to
Halsey.
My Life Every
I do know
Day.
Doja Cat, but outside of that, I'm like,
Welcome to My Life Every Day.
Yeah. Spencer, you're up.
Alrighty then. I don't want this one.
Travis, you're up.
Yeah, I'll take it. Because we talked about this one in the car. J.J. Abrams and Bad Robot are set to tackle Justice League Dark. I didn't read the specific one you put in the thing. Is this speculation or have we confirmed it since I last saw it?
Let me refresh myself before I speak too soon here.
Okay. No, according to this, it's set in stone. It's part of the branding deal.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, J.J. Abrams is going to tackle a Justice League Dark movie. There were a lot of talks about him maybe doing a Superman movie. when he signed the deal with Warner Brothers. But
yeah, film and television for JLD.
So I'm happy. I'm conflicted.
Yeah.
JJ tends, so we were talking about this in the car, but JJ tends to take like existing IPs and make movies that are much more consumable to a general audience. Like, I enjoy the JJ Abrams Star Trek movies because I know near nothing about Star Trek. So they're just fun popcorn flicks for me. And I feel like that's how The Force Awakens can feel at times.
Yeah.
For Star Wars.
That's
like
fair.
It's a good consumer level Star Wars movie that doesn't ask too much of its audience, but it's still Star Wars. I feel like that's how The Rise of Skywalker would have been had it not been 2.5 movies compressed into one.
There's that.
And I'm kind of happy he's tackling a portion of the DC universe that I am not as invested in as, say, Superman, because then I can go into it not expecting too much. Versus had it been Superman, I would have had my expectations set really high and probably come out disappointed. This I'll probably go into and enjoy it and walk out having seen a well-made film.
I'm excited by this. It's characters who are overdue for their time to shine.
Absolutely.
In the superhero zeitgeist that we're in.
And also, it begs the question, is this like DCEU? Is it its own thing? I wouldn't mind it being its own thing to adapt some like characters that are in Justice League Dark that are maybe also in other teams and currently exist in, like we get another version of Swamp Thing.
Yeah, totally.
Right?
Yeah. I mean,
I wouldn't mind them borrowing Constantine from the TV series.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing is like, you can't out Constantine Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan was born to play John Constantine. There's no version of that character. Like, and I don't like to do that. Like, I try really hard to be open-minded when different actors are cast as characters that have already been played at one point or another. But I'll pick my favorites, but I try really hard to not be like, no one will ever top blank. I don't know how you do Constantine better than Matt Ryan. Outside of like letting him play in more of an R-rated environment, which like, I don't know why this wouldn't be R-rated. I don't know why you would try to market Justice League Dark to kids.
But they will.
How? 2 out of 3 of the members are dead. One of them is a chain-smoking cancer patient who literally sacrificed a little girl to Satan, and Zatanna is like mostly naked. I don't know.
Okay, you can fix that last.
Okay,
one.
you can fix Zatanna. Yeah, you can fix her. And in some of my favorite versions of her costume, she's not, it's
naked.
not a wear her lungs situation.
Yeah. I quite like her outfit in Justice League, the cartoon, and in Young Justice, because it's just a magician's performance thing.
Oh yeah, you're right. She has a really cool. Kira watches that DC Superhero Girls show from time to time.
Good.
Zatanna has this really cool like. It's the magician's outfit, but taken like one level up. So it's like magician-y with like a pinch of Doctor Strange. And there's like a really flamboyant cape on it.
Ooh, I dig it.
With the top hat and like that whole getup and like.
Yeah. I
like that. I really like that. I'd like to see that in live action. But I don't know where you go with with Constantine without Matt Ryan. What else do we have here? Yeah, I would love to see it. There's just a lot of questions here of how you pull it off. I know that it's kind of frustrating with Swamp Thing for it to go like, okay, we're going to give this one season on DC Universe and then pull the plug on this show that everybody universally is loving. And then immediately go, okay, we're going to do Swamp Thing again, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I can't blame people for being frustrated by that.
Again, I just wish they'd get their act together. I wish they would figure out what they're doing. I don't need everything to be a conjoined universe. I just want them to make a statement that's like, hey, shit's just going to get weird.
I'm okay with weird shit.
Yeah, I'm fine. That's fine. That's what I'm here for. You know?
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. Because I really liked the Justice League Dark animated movie.
That's one of the few I haven't watched because it's not on DC Universe.
It's good, but by the same token, they kind of do. And this is coming from me, who's a total Batman stan, where like the DC and Warner Brothers have a knack for like forcing Batman into every single story that they can.
Oh yeah, especially with this animated universe, because they know like the Batman solo movies are the only ones that sell. Like, for example, Batman Hush had a page on DC Universe as soon as it was announced.
Yeah.
And then it got released on home media and then released 3 months later on DC Universe. Or like a month later.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman Bloodlines has been out since last year and didn't have a page or a release date, and just last week finally got put on DC Universe. I still haven't watched it yet, and I want to. I will hopefully get around to that this week. But like, that is the only other character that gets the kind of love Batman does is Superman.
Yeah.
In that universe, which
it's Superman.
It's not even that a Superman, but like it's kind of upsetting to me that they aren't willing to put that much effort into, because like I want a Green Lantern solo movie, not solo, but like a core movie.
Yeah.
They've given Flash a movie, but it had a Batman in it.
Yeah.
But like the Batman solo movies are the ones that sell. They're the ones that have the most of them, and like the Justice League Dark one isn't even on DC Universe.
Yeah, and like Justice League Dark is basically predicated on Batman doesn't believe in magic. And now Batman has to watch Deadman and Zatanna and Constantine and Etrigan do their own things. And it's like, oh, this is crazy. So like, with that being our only real point of reference for how you adapt the JLD into a movie of some kind, I'm not sure how they do it, and there's just so many other moving parts. Spencer and Joel, you guys?
I've said it a gazillion times, and I will say it again because it still applies. New content is always what I'm here for, especially some of these characters that you say someone like Dr. Mist, and they say, who? Is that like a new line of Pepsi products or something? And like, I am here for this kind of content. I like whenever classic comic universes shift and like have a darker tone to them sometimes, and I would love to see this happen, but again, only if they're able to do it and decide who they want their audience to be.
See,
because
now
it's going to be, yeah.
You said Dr. Mist, and now I want to go to the fridge and get a Dr. Pepper and a Sprite and mix them and see how it tastes.
And just put them together.
Yeah, I imagine it wouldn't be that bad.
I think you might blow the house up.
Well, now that you said
this
that,
is not the time for a science experiment.
On the contrary.
No, I think you're right. No, Spencer, you say that out of curiosity. Do you recast Constantine?
No.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's too perfect. You can't outdo Matt Ryan.
I mean, he literally hopped from one show into a new universe.
Yeah.
Right? Like, he hopped into the CW verse. So there's no reason to me why he can't hop into another movie. So here's hoping.
That's another like really fun, like, because it's DC and the way they have always framed the multiverse, that like there's just something about John Constantine that is a constant.
Maybe now that Swamp Thing is its own universe, the Swamp Thing show is going to branch, because it says it's going to be like its own universe.
Yeah.
Right? So it'll be a show on TV. Maybe that show for Swamp Thing can then branch into a Justice League Dark universe.
I'd be okay with that. Yeah.
That has Constantine in it, hopping in from time to time.
And again, I'm sure, I don't want to make it sound like I think that only Matt Ryan can do a good job as Constantine. I'm sure there's 1,000 actors out there who would absolutely crush it. It's just, Matt Ryan is just so individually charming as this character.
Yeah.
I don't think you can outclass him. Joel, where are you at on this one?
I've got nothing.
Yeah.
We've talked for like 10, 15 minutes on this one topic, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to say anymore.
Well, that's fair enough. Spencer, do you want this story?
Yeah. Okay. I'll take it.
I suppose.
I'll allow it.
What?
I said I'll allow it.
So I was just interested because, we've got more than one story on our Caped Crusader friend. You usually don't relinquish these kind of stories.
I mean, I'm taking the one about the suit, so.
I figured. I'll allow it.
The very badly written one about the suit.
Yeah.
So
Yikes.
this next story is exciting, and it involves the new movie The Batman, starring Robert Pattinson
The Batman?
and Colin Farrell, who on Jimmy Kimmel Live presented for us our first official review of what the script is going to look like. So this is coming from Collider, and he's quoted as saying, "I'm in the process of talking to Matt Reeves, who is the director who wrote the script and really wrote a beautiful, dark, moving, really gorgeous script." He told Jimmy Kimmel. He went on to say, "It's all very hush-hush, but it's a really beautiful script that he wrote, and he has a real love
confirmed.
for it."
Hush confirmed to be in the movie.
Hush confirmed. So,
Please God, no.
okay. So we're in the process of
again.
finishing designing the aesthetic of the character, he says. So, excuse me. So he could not spill any of the details about the plot or even so much as give us a name for Peter Skarsgård's character, but we are excited because this is a big deal. It's nice to see Batman back on the screen. We've said it a gazillion times, and they've really got an amazing lineup ready to play this movie with Andy Serkis and Jeffrey Wright as well, and even with Colin Farrell as Penguin. This is the first superhero movie that I can think of off the top of my head that I've been excited for since Endgame. So yeah.
Yeah, this is exciting. There's just an energy around this movie where there's lightning in a bottle here.
Oh yeah.
And something big is going to come out of this. And, Travis, I agree with your sentiments, but completely disagree with what I want. Wherein I do want a giant interconnected universe. And I just feel like they're sitting on such a great version of Batman that could so well tie into everything else. And it frustrates me that this is probably just going to exist in isolation. And here's
the thing. I wouldn't mind an interconnected universe, but they'll muck it up.
You're right.
Like
You're absolutely right.
They don't understand the idea of pacing. They will turn their wheels in the mud for 10 minutes, go nowhere and go, well, we tried again. And I just don't want to deal with that anymore. So
turn their wheels in the mud and go, hey, here's Justice League.
Exactly. That's my point.
And the Snyder Cut too, if you believe. But yeah, no, this is cool. This is good stuff. I'm very excited, and every time I see fan art of Colin Farrell as Penguin, I get more and more excited.
Oh yeah, he's got such an intensity about him as an actor that I'm so excited.
Well, then I've seen so many different versions.
Right.
I've seen the whole the traditional pudgy and ugly version. I've seen one that has still the very fancy British aesthetic to it, but part of his face is mangled and messed up to make him have that kind of bird kind of look to him.
Right.
There's so many different things you could do here, and even though I have my own gripes about the next story about how the Batsuit is going to be designed, allegedly, I'm still really into the aesthetic they're going for. Yeah, Joel?
Are we talking about the script or report?
The
Batsuit.
The script with Colin Farrell.
Okay. I am so excited to see another Batman movie, and I can't state it enough. And I know that Jared's probably just shaking his legs at the at the table here, just like in anticipation. And yeah, I'm there with you. I can't wait.
Joel, that meme you sent in is.
I was waiting for someone to look at it.
It's so stupid. I love it. For those of you at home, it's a picture of Princess Leia standing with her blaster drawn, and being projected from the barrel of the blaster are 2 church pews.
This is the content I'm here for. Jared, this for me is on the same level as chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
This is so stupid. I hate you all.
So
anyway,
dumb. Oh, man.
as you were, Joel. I hate you all.
You're welcome. I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, please do. Just be like right under the Jim Carrey story, Joel's shitty meme. I will say this much, and I know I've mentioned it on the show, the Ghost of Shows Past. I cannot express how excited I am for the fact that I am getting a Batman movie and a Spider-Man movie in the same year. Like, my little heart is not ready to watch my 2 favorite vigilante boys have their time to shine just months apart from each other. But yeah. Joel, do you want to take this last story?
Weren't you going to take the Batsuit story?
Oh, I forgot we didn't have the Batsuit story. I'm not used to us having more than one Batman story. My brain immediately was like, okay, and the next topic. So we have reports coming in about what allegedly the Batsuit and Batmobile are going to be like for the Batman. This is from comicbook.com. According to a new report from the fan site Batman on Film, we should be getting a glimpse at both the costume and vehicle very soon. Indicates that the Batsuit will be unlike other costumes that have appeared on film thus far.
I want to read this full sentence.
I want you to read it because you were complaining about this.
It's asinine. They also indicate that the new Batsuit will be unlike the other costumes that have appeared on film thus far, but that it will very much be in line with the kind of costume Batman fans should come to expect. What the fuck does that mean?
You just said it's come to expect the suits that we see in the films thus far. But it's not like any of the suits that appear in the films thus far.
Who wrote this? J.K. Schmidt, get out of here.
J.K. Schmidt.
That's more like J.K. shit.
Ooh,
I'll see myself now, JK. I'm sorry. I love you. JK. JK.
JK is in just kidding. I don't love you because your writing's bad. This is bad. Do better. You can do better.
We believe in you. We want to. We're not mad. We're disappointed.
No, I'm very mad. I'm upset. Anyway, what's it gonna look like, Jared? Oh wait, it's gonna look bad.
The report indicates that Pattinson's Bruce Wayne will be solely responsible for the suit, meaning that it won't have all the gadgetry and high-tech features of a Wayne Industries costume, but will instead be cobbled together from his own resources. As for the Batmobile, we should be getting a glimpse of that soon as filming continues to take place in public places. While we're yet to see it, the report indicates the iconic vehicle will be unlike what Batman drove in the Dark Knight trilogy. Those vehicles featured a tank-like vehicle developed for military application.
Those vehicles featured a tank-like vehicle. That's
but
not.
is that what I said?
That's what you said. That's not what's in the article. I just thought you saying it was really funny.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I did that. Those movies featured a tank-like vehicle developed for military application, but it sounds like Pattinson will be driving something more akin to a muscle car. The vehicle will have its own upgrades naturally, so the Batman is better equipped to disable bad guys in high-speed chases. But it's not going to be
which doesn't make any sense.
but it's not going to be as stylized as the Tim Burton version. So Batman just drives like a Chevy Cobalt or whatever.
Here's my thing.
Nice.
If the car is upgraded with not necessarily like a full-on Batmobile, but it has like, I don't know, it can drop spikes or some shit. I don't know.
Can drop spikes.
Oil slick. You know, we're talking some like 70s nonsense.
Yeah, we're getting into like Silver Age bullshit.
Yeah. But like, assuming it has some form of like armor or weaponry, why is his suit, granted like, all designed by Bruce Wayne, not with Wayne Tech. He is Wayne Tech.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the realistic point of view of, like, someone's going to notice that shit is missing.
Like in The Dark Knight.
Yeah. But, like, on some level, he doesn't start with Wayne, like, Lucius Fox in his pocket.
Yeah.
So, I don't want it to look cobbled together. At least, like, for the whole movie.
I hear cobbled together, and I'm thinking like...
I'm thinking Mask of Phantasm, he looks like he's about to go, like, rob a bank at night.
Yeah, like, I was going to say, like, he looks like, I don't want that, like, he looks like he's about to rob a liquor store aesthetic.
Yeah, at least,
and
like
that's
I said,
Batman.
I don't, again, for the first portion of the movie, if he's, like, just starting his work...
Like a ski mask and a sweatsuit.
Yeah, that's fine. Because then it's going to evolve over the movie. If it's, like, a ski mask and a sweatsuit with ears on the ski mask... Wait, no, I want that.
I hadn't even thought. I really hope that the studio's listening.
Now that I've thought about it for a minute, gimme.
That's exactly the content I'm here for.
Oh my god, like, clearly they're going for like a year one type thing, which like the Dark Knight trilogy set this really weird precedent where they would take, each of the movies took like one aspect of several famous Batman stories and went all in on that, but didn't really address how the story operated.
Mm-hmm.
Like Batman Begins is very much, okay, what is the beginning of Batman's career like? And they took that concept from year one and then went nuts with it. In the same way where like The Dark Knight is very, okay, we're going to take the concept of like Gotham being bombarded by one criminal doing all kinds of crazy shit from The Long Halloween. And then we get the Joker in The Dark Knight. And then they take the concept of, okay, what
Dark
happens?
Knight Returns.
Yeah, Dark Knight Returns mixed with Nightfall.
Yeah.
For Dark Knight Rises, of that, like, okay, Batman's retired and he's out of shape. Also, we're going to just literally break his body. So the Batman movies at this point have this freedom of sorts where they could just go back and do direct adaptations and have it be, okay, here's Batman year one, actually done like year one. This could give greater context to the one set picture we saw of Robert Pattinson, like, in just like normal motorcycle gear, like nothing crazy, just like a helmet, a leather jacket, you know, pants and a shirt and boots. But like you said, I don't want it to be Bruce Wayne's about to go rob a liquor store for the whole movie.
Yeah, it just won't feel right.
I don't like. I already have my own opinions on like the costume being fabric.
Yeah,
and how weird that just the fact that's not aged well. You know, like the way they did it with Batfleck was different because it was very clearly like there was like clearly plates.
It was fabric overline, like over Kevlar.
Yeah,
you know.
But like the way they're describing this, like this really does sound like a guy in his pajamas dressed like a bat, and that doesn't work. Like it's just gonna look silly. You know, this is one of those things that like
even like. Batman Begins, it's cobbled together by Bruce Wayne, but it's all just like military gear he purchases.
Yeah.
Granted, under the guise of Wayne Tech, but like even still, Bruce Wayne has enough liquid assets to go, okay, I'm just going to buy a crate of bulletproof Kevlar vests.
Yeah, and granted, that
You
could
know.
be similar to what's going on here, but the verbiage of cobbled together, like, it literally sounds like he's doing the famous line from The Dark Knight. It sounds like he's wearing fucking hockey pads.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know what to do with that information. You know, the Batmobile being a glorified... I think I have an ad for your favorite anime on my computer right now, Travis.
Yeah.
Is that haiku?
Yeah, it is!
Oh my god.
God has spoken. You're watching it.
I don't want to watch volleyball.
You're going to watch volleyball. And you're going to love it.
Spencer, he's making me watch a volleyball anime. Help me.
It's amazing.
I'm sorry, man. You're on your own. I can't risk it.
You'll watch it. Spencer, you try. I'll get you in the room, too. You'll like it, too. That's the worst part.
I don't want to watch it. I don't like sports ball.
I don't either.
I just the verbiage here is what keeps irking me. I don't like the idea of the bat suit we see in this movie being cobbled together, because it keeps like just that verbiage that it's the bat suit, and it's not like, you know, in like most Spider-Man movies.
I
but
also,
like,
with how conflicting all the other verbiage in the article is, I can imagine that it's all BS. Like, I can imagine that maybe not the Batmobile stuff, but the Batmobile stuff also clues me in, because, again, if the car is upgraded, why is his suit not upgraded?
yeah, or
You know?
like to what extent is cobbled together supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Like, does it mean, oh, he bought like an ass load of Kevlar and tricked that out and like put bats on everything? Or
Or is he wearing what I'm wearing right now with a ski mask?
Which is funny because you're wearing a Batman hoodie.
Yep, that's why I said it.
Yeah, just stitch on a bat and call it a day.
Hold on, wait. It's hard to get it around my headphones.
Or should I put on my Batman onesie and just like that's
and
what he looks like? Spencer and Joel, your thoughts on the Batsuit?
It's a bat suit.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's a bat suit.
Yep. Mhm.
Until we have eyes on it, then I don't really have an opinion other than that our pal J.K. Schmidt is a bit of an idiot, but okay.
Yeah.
Y'all
Yeah.
are so mean. Joel, how do you feel about this iteration of the Batsuit we may or may not be getting?
I guess we'll just have to find out. Like Spencer said, one day at a time.
That's fair.
And, you know, I think it really comes down to what they do with the mask. Oh, great segue.
So
That was nasty.
he's been practicing that. We haven't heard from him in like 15 minutes. What do you think he's been doing this whole time?
Reading the article.
Coming up with that smooth
Reading
transition.
the article.
Margin
so,
smooth transition.
So there's been talk from Jim Carrey himself, actually, about a sequel to The Mask.
What do you mean? There's already a sequel to The Mask. Would you believe me if I said I was talking about that movie at work yesterday?
Would you believe me if I told you I don't ever stop thinking about Son of the Mask?
We had a legitimate debate about what the plot of that movie was. Because I did remember it incorrectly.
So no, because the plot of the movie is Loki's trying to find the mask, and the dad wears the mask and he impregnates his wife.
Yeah.
And since he was wearing
I
the
think
mask,
that's enough of that.
since he was wearing the mask when they conceive the kid is born with
the
mask
powers.
genes.
Yeah.
So the kid's just like a walking mask, and the dog is jealous of the baby. And the dog keeps putting the mask on to try to murder the baby, all while Loki's trying to steal the baby to get the mask.
Yeah. Yeah. I confused.
I watched this movie a lot as a kid and
Me
was
too.
and was uncomfortable for all of it.
I never remembered the I would always skip to the point where the baby and the dog are like going at it Looney Tunes style.
Yeah.
And just completely blanked on the fact that the dog has the mask beforehand.
Yes.
You know? So.
You know what my favorite part of the movie is? When the dad gets possessed by fucking Odin and goes full Emperor Palpatine on
Yeah.
Loki and just incinerates him with force lightning.
So anyway, sequel to The Mask exists already.
So-
Thanks, Jim Carrey. I'm good.
So, comicbook.com's Chris Killian spoke with Carrie in an interview about Sonic the Hedgehog, and well, it eventually ended up talking about the mask, and well, when he was asked about it, he was saying essentially that he would love to do it, but there was one big condition, and that was only if there was, quote, some crazy visionary filmmaker, period, sure. So, I don't know about you guys, but I would love to see it personally. 'Cause
I would love to see
that
it.
movie.
And
already a sequel.
Travis is a Son of the Mask purist. So every so often there are actors and directors who like hit a couple things out of the park and then just get like fan casted or fan hired to do everything. Keanu Reeves comes to mind. A lot of people are doing that with Gina Carano after the Mandalorian success. That like, oh, she should play every single female character with muscles ever. And this has been happening with Taika Waititi, and I hate to be a part of that noise, but sweet Jesus, I would love to see Taika Waititi try his hand at The Mask. Like that aesthetic with Jim Carrey just being ever the manic mastermind that he is.
I heard the name of my boy.
Taika Waititi, helming The Mask 3.
As long as it's The Mask 3.
So that's your demand, is that Son of the Mask is canon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's some merch we can make, is like make Son of the Mask canon again. And you can wear that wherever you want on a little red hat.
No, it's got to be a green hat.
It's got to be a green hat.
It's got to be green.
It's got to be smoking.
Joel's got to go. Bye,
Joel's gotta
Joel.
go. Bye, Joel.
Bye,
I love
Joel.
you. We'll do your socials for you at the end, which we're
Thank you,
at
sir.
once we're done with this conversation. Spencer, how do you feel about this?
I never saw the first Mask, but
that needs to change when you get home. It is so good.
I am the type of person that can like stomach one Jim Carrey appearance per year. I know it's in Jim Carrey seems to have more or
plays the
less a
same-
polarizing effect on humor in general.
He plays the
Like,
same role
either
in every
you,
movie.
Either you love him or you're like,
What?
nah, just a little bit will do for me.
What? He does not play the same character in every movie.
He kind of does.
I didn't say that.
Why do you?
No, I'm
I
saying
call
that Travis.
what I'm saying that I call what happens to comedians in movies the Jim Carrey effect for a reason.
There are similar aspects to every Jim Carrey character.
I'm not saying he's
Like, there's
literally
that
wearing
manic energy. For
I'm not saying
everything,
he's in
but-
green body makeup.
obviously, yeah.
You know, but like, yeah, he brings the same energy and characteristics to every character, much the same way that like Melissa McCarthy is similar characters in every movie she's in. At least like up until recently, and I haven't seen a lot of her very recent work. But like when a comedian like that takes off in film, because like they'll have their work doing whatever, they take off as a film actor, and suddenly they are in every comedy, like one movie a year where they're playing basically the same character now in a different situation.
See that that's true of like Kevin Hart.
Yes.
I really disagree on Jim Carrey, because like the things that are coming to mind right now, like I think
I'm not
Stanley
saying it's-
Ipkiss is very distinctly different.
I'm not saying it's
from,
bad.
Like
I'm
Ace
not
Ventura or like
I'm not
Liar.
saying
I'm not trying to say that I'm not trying to like invalidate your opinion. I'm just like, I've never interpreted those characters as like, they're obviously cut from the same cloth, because like you bring Jim Carrey on to do Jim Carrey humor.
that's my thing. That's like
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought
like-
you were saying like
that very zany big movements.
yeah.
lots of articulation.
I thought
The Jim
okay.
Carrey-ness to every character in that same way that like Melissa McCarthy has that same energy she plays with every character. That Kevin Hart is loud and short with every character.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Like-
There was like almost every single Kevin Hart character, their personality stops at I'm short and loud
Yes,
and like scared.
I
Like,
agree.
I think that was the difference. I thought that's what you were saying with Jim Carrey characters, that like he doesn't bring a character to that character outside of like
Oh well,
freaking
yeah.
the hell out.
It-
Like where like Ace Ventura is very distinctly different from Stanley Ipkiss, is different from the Grinch, is different from the guy in Liar Liar.
I don't think it hurt Jim Carrey as bad. Like it still happened and it took longer. Like especially helps that the movies were good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It doesn't
So
hurt.
like the gradingness doesn't happen immediately, but like especially with comedians nowadays, it's not, again, I say that like every comedian now is terrible, and they're not.
No.
They're incredibly talented and doing fantastic work, but like it's just something I've noticed, and I call it the Jim Carrey effect. Where like,
Oh, no,
and
that's
it's not,
fair.
and it's
That's
not
fair.
necessarily their fault. It's certainly a casting director or a what's it called? Not franchise, but corporation
Yeah.
going, "Oh, you're funny person. Be funny person on camera now." You know?
Yeah, that's fair. Part of me really wants to review Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't know that we have to review it, but I feel like one way or another I'm getting dragged to it. So, and granted, it doesn't look like nightmare fuel anymore. So
That's I only wanted to see. Like, part of me is like, we should probably review it because that's in our purview.
technically,
You know, like that's under the umbrella, and I do want to expand stuff bigger than what we used to do. But part of me is like, I have no interest in seeing it because it's not nightmare fuel anymore. Like when that first trailer came out, I watched it with you the first
Yes.
time I saw it, and you watched my face the entire trailer.
it was great.
I was like, I can't wait to see this. This looks terrifying. Like, this looks scarier than, like, any horror movie you could pitch me. Like, Us, Hereditary, Midsummer, all of these horror movies that chilled me to the bone. I'd be like, no, I'd rather watch that. If I want to get scared, I want to watch Sonic. Because that terrifying blue little rat is straight from the deepest pits of hell.
Yeah, I mean, he still is. But
It's not. It's
just not in looks anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
There's one more thing.
there is one more thing.
One quick thing from Levi that he wanted me to bring up
Okay.
that we've talked about before. The Crunchyroll Anime Awards will be... The winners are going to be announced on February 15th.
Okay, cool.
So in 2-ish weeks.
And we will be sure that you two cover that in detail and do a recap. Because
At least of the
even though,
important ones.
even though I like my Animu,
It won't take long. It'll literally just be like this one show won every award.
yeah,
Because that's what it is every year.
that's unfortunate.
Yeah. It's all fan voting. So like,
Yeah, you'll have that. Spencer,
Yes.
what do you think about the anime?
I think I couldn't care less. I think that
I'll find one.
even compared to the New Mutants movie, I have an unparalleled apathy toward the anime awards.
I swear to God,
Okay.
up and down, I will find one that you love. I will one day.
I really think he'd like My Hero.
I'm
I think he'd like
reluctant to
Gundam.
consider Star Wars: The Clone Wars anime, but
It's
if that
not.
counts as my one, then
No.
so be it.
I'm finding you one. I want it to be Japanese.
He's almost certainly referring to the Tartakovsky one, not like the Clone Wars that's coming back next month.
I need it to be.
no, I know,
like the
I know,
micro series.
I know that you're still going to say no. I'm saying he's not referring to like
I know.
Ahsoka Tano, like Mace Windu punching super battle droids.
I'm
I know.
referring to like Shaggy the Jedi.
I don't care what you're referring to. I need something made. I'm not this guy, right? I'm okay with people saying Avatar: The Last Airbender is an anime, and I half agree. But
Oh
like,
well, I like that.
no, I'm finding you something in Japanese. That's my goal. By the end of 2020, I will find an anime that you love.
Made in Japan. He's probably not going to make you watch the sub of it. Y'all didn't force me into subs.
You're
at
right.
first.
I will eventually.
You will eventually, but
You'll
you
get
guys
there.
gave me dubs.
We got
and
to
I
train you
appreciate it.
right. We got to train you right.
I'm not ready yet. I'm still but a lowly weeaboo Padawan. Speaking of which, I didn't do my slice of life. I got to watch My Hero Academia for an entire night with you guys.
I convinced you people don't die in shonen, when in reality they get one per like so many hundred episodes. And My Hero spent it early.
They did, and I was
They're only on, like,
emotionally distraught. Spencer, where can the lovely people find you?
Holy cow. I think this is the first time when I can say this. As per usual, you can find me on Instagram at SpenceMan Cosplays,
We've not talked about this yet.
and possibly for the first time on air, you can
forgot.
also find me on Twitter at SpenceMan49.
In all the years to come, in your most private moments, I want you to remember the one man who tweets you.
To be fair, he hasn't made a single tweet yet that I'm aware of.
Yeah, to be fair, the two
I've been
things that I
sitting on
do,
the one man who tweets you
this is
for months.
this is I have been so adamantly opposed to Twitter for years. I have practically no use for it, and here's my interaction with Twitter on a daily basis. It goes exactly like this. I check Twitter once a day in the morning. I check the news to see what's going on in the world, and I check my direct messages to see if my girlfriend has sent me anything. And I look at those two things, and I close the app for the day.
Yeah, I really haven't sent you anything much on Twitter.
I'm going to do some weird shit and just tag Spencer in all of it.
We gotta go to the
No.
deepest,
Please don't
darkest
alter my feed
corners.
like that.
Everybody listening, everybody just start adding Spencer on the weirdest shit you can find, please.
No.
I would consider it a personal favor if you could do that for us, please.
No.
I'm not going to tell you to DM him.
Spencer, I have one question for you. What is a man but a quivering sack of knees?
We're putting that on your tombstone, Travis. I hope you know that.
I fully intend it.
Co-sign on that. But yeah, Spencer finally has a Twitter, and it makes me happy. And I'm counting the seconds for Spencer to have the same reaction to Twitter that I did, where I was like, okay, I have this, and I won't touch it for a year. And then eventually you'll just start using it, and then you'll get addicted to the Tweety Bird app. And I'm counting on that happening because I think you're going to get hooked on it. Travis, where can the lovely people find you?
They can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at TravisPolitical, where I do tweet many a thing, such as stuff about Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which I still need to finish, My Hero Academia music, and my optics lab being ridiculous.
Videos of me falling asleep in the backseat of a car.
Videos of you falling asleep.
Nice.
I meant to tweet about Maestro Limpio, but I forgot last night, so.
Oh, about the
It's not
Mr.
too
Clean.
late.
We spent like a solid hour trying to figure out what M.net was. And that's just the Mr. Clean moniker in French Canadian. God damn it.
Is that where the Nerd Academy is located? French Canadian?
French Canadian?
Is this part of the lore now?
No.
Along with our motto, located in French Canadian?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. Because it has like the same kind of
But none of us are
silliness.
French.
None of us are French, but it has like the same kind of silliness that, like, whenever like Codename Kids Next Door, where they like referred to like the number 11 all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, you know, that's like the 11th time something's happened, and we live in French Canada. I think
That
that's
show's
funny.
on Verve. I need to watch that show again.
I really want to rewatch it.
It's on Verve.
I have a very
We should get sponsored by Verve.
hey Verve, let me watch Codename Kid Next Door for free.
Jared,
Yes.
where
Are the bodies? I can't tell you.
you can't do this to me while I'm this tired. I almost took that bit a step too far. Where can the lovely people find you?
We'll talk about your punchline after you hit the little red button again. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552. Be sure to follow Joel at Basset Bacon Cosplay and Basin Back Photography. And be sure to follow the Nerd Academy podcast on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And be sure to check out our website, www.thenerdacademypodcast.com.
He did it all right, folks. Next week, we do it at the top of the show. Spruce it up a bit.
I hope not. You completely throw me off my rhythm.
We'll get you a new rhythm.
You mean a new
Nice
rhythm?
and shiny new. Might be refurbished, but it'll be shiny and
Be
new.
refurbished.
Refurbished rhythm.
Here's a
Certified
nice
pre-owned.
Here's a certified pre-owned rhythm. I just felt gross to say.
Like, what happens if I put that into Amazon? Hold on. This is why we need to start up the Slice of Life show, so I can just do this and not feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
No, you're good. What are we looking at time-wise? We're fine.
Hour 20. I have things to do.
It's college, man.
Pre-owned rhythm.
What comes up? It's just songs with like pre-owned. Well, like the first thing is "Pre-Owned Lot" by Ruby Hayes,
Okay.
which is a song, and then Def Jam Rap Star pre-owned PlayStation 3. Currently unavailable though.
It's re-owned.
Whatever I said.
No. I'm saying it was pre-owned, but if it's unavailable, now it's re-owned.
Oh, fair enough.
Is that all?
Yeah, nothing else.
Yeah, that's all. All right. Well, be sure to tune in next week when I get pre-owned rhythm.
Certified pre-owned.
Yeah.
Certified pre-owned rhythm.
Certified pre-owned refurbished.
Refurbished. How does one refurbish rhythm?
We'll figure it out. I got a week.
I'm so afraid. We're going to show up at the house and Travis is going to be like, hey, can you help me get in the door? Yeah, what's up? He's going to show up with like a Frankenstein together drum
Keytar.
set. Like a keytar and drum set. And just be like, this is your rhythm. And like lay it down. Like he'll get with the keytar, like get down on one knee, like a knight presenting a king with a sword from a fallen enemy. Like, you know exactly the meme I have in my head in that image, like graciously presenting a broadsword.
But it's a broad keytar.
It's a broad keytar. Immediately starts playing like JoJo music on it.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank TikTok. Yeah, class dismissed.
Do we have homework, Spencer?